Part 1 of A Christmas Miscellany 2020. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by David Wales. A Christmas Miscellany 2020 by Various. Part 1. Christmas Eve Polchester Winter Piece in The Old Ladies, 1924, by Hugh Walpole. It was a seasonable Christmas that year. Enough snow fell, then enough frost came, and then the sun shone. If it did not shine, at least it rode a circle of crimson fire through the heavens, and before the frost, but after the slime of preparatory fogs, fragments of its fire splashed the high street and spread in pools across the precinct's floor. As I have intimated in other chronicles, Polchester of the old days was an enclosed town. The Riviera was unknown to it, and the Garden of Allah a dream with Omar. Though London might call to the richer citizens on one occasion or another, at Christmas time everyone stayed at home, and, more wonderful yet to our modern disillusion, enjoyed family parties with Christmas trees, plum puddings, stockings, and the waits invited into the hall. It is not, however, that the weather was any more romantic than that it is today. There were just as many rainy and muggy and foggy and dirty and dismal skies, and Glebeshire, warmer than any other part of the British Isles, has never had an intimate acquaintance with crisp and shining snow. About once in 20 years there are snowfalls, frosts, and blue skies, and how happy then everyone is, and how eagerly everyone hands down the year to an envious posterity. This was such a year, and 10 days before Christmas the frost came and held, the powdered snow remained jewelled and resplendent, the sun looked down from a sky as delicately blue as an eggshell, and laughed to see the fun. And fun there was. Magnet's toy shop in the market cloisters had a Father Christmas, a true and veritable Father Christmas, to be seen with 2 crimson cheeks and long snow-white beard any afternoon between 2 and 4. Jeremy Cole so beheld him, and his sisters Mary and Helen, and the dean's son Ernest, and the Fisher girls, and little Tommy Chowner. He did not say much, but he moved between the dolls and the trains, the balls and the soldiers, as only Santa Claus could move, with an authority, a benignity, a ripe wisdom, that no impostor could have been clever enough to feign. Everyone did their best. In the market-place there was a Punch and Judy with a thick-set, jolly-faced man in charge, and he might have been that very same Garrick, friend of Meredith, whose history has been elsewhere narrated. I don't say he was, and I don't say he wasn't. Halfway up the High Street, Grummage's, the stationers, had a whole Christmas tree in their window. Here was a stumbling-block to the whole High Street traffic. It was quite impossible to get any child, any perambulator baby indeed, past that window. It was a tree frosted, colored, and shining, hung about with every glittering bauble, shaped to a perfect pinnacle of exquisite symmetry. But best of all was the window of Hunt and Griffith, the general store. For here, for the first time in Polchester history, was a whole front window given over to pageantry, to none other than the scene in the life of Cinderella, when, despondent beside the fire, she is amazed by the sudden apparition of her pink-hatted godmother. There is the fire, and there Cinderella, there the pots and pans, the brick floor, and the Hughes kitchen rafters, there the godmother, and there, beyond the snow-lined window-pane, the vision of the gold coach and the snow-white ponies. So great was the confusion outside the window that had this occurred in these traffic-haunted times, the show must have been forbidden, but in those lucky days nobody minded, nobody cared. Let the children have a good time. Christmas comes but once a year, and even Mrs. Sampson, although her neuralgia was at its height, could not but admit that the window made a happy display. The town rang during those days with laughter. Propter Hill, outside the town, had just enough
Sample complete. Ready to continue?